Hey guys, welcome to your abs class. So you need no equipment at all, just some floor space for this one. We're going to get the entire way around the core, doing a series of several exercises back to back. First time around, we're just going to learn them, and then the second time through, we're just going to bang them out one after another. All right, so this one's going to move a little bit quickly. Just know as we get into this, make sure you're breathing, and also make sure that you're choosing your options. The first round, I'll give an option A and an option B. Option B will be a little bit tougher, so I want you to find the one that works for you, and remember it so that when we get to the second series, you remember to repeat that same exercise. It'll make sense in a second if it doesn't already, but what I'd like to start first with is just a diamond position. Bring the soles of the feet together and just rock from side to side. We want to release tension before we go into all these exercises. Then from here, what I want you to do is lift the chest, take a deep breath in, and then fold it forward. Try to release the low back, drop the head, shake the head no, and really feel the weight of the head dropping down. One more deep breath in, bring it up. Side to side reaches, going to the side and center, other side. So as you do this, the temptation is your spine is going to want to shorten. So if you're kind of crouching down to get your side reach, I want you to maybe not move as far, but really keep that height. So lift to go over and down. Lift and down. Last little stretches for twisting. What I want to do now is stretch both heels forward into a forward hamstring stretch. Good old-fashioned sit and reach. Grab your toes, drop the head again, shake the head yes and no. One more deep breath to feel the stretch before we go into our twist. Cross one leg over the other, and then just easy, grab the leg and then look behind you. Again, trying to keep the chest nice and tall. The spine is lifting to twist, not collapsing. One more deep breath, and then go ahead and switch over to the other side. All right, we're going to start off with something pretty familiar. Crunches. That's going to be the first exercise in our series. I put a pretty long series together for you just because I had my coffee this morning, so, you know, that's just how I roll. I get enthusiastic with caffeine. Let's go ahead and take it all the way around down to the floor. And just to feel the abdominals, I'd like for you to grab the backs of your thighs, find the highest point you can on your sits bones, and then from here, roll through the spine, one piece at a time, really, really slow, feeling the engagement. And then right before your shoulders hit the floor, I want you to really feel all the press into the ground. That downward pressure is your crunch. So a crunch is not coming up, a crunch is always going down. So really fixate that pressure as we begin. Hands behind the head. Here we go. Lift and lower. So the biggest misconception with crunches is people get obsessed with coming up, right? And that's how you get that ripping off your head action that sometimes people do. A crunch is definitively a downward action. Your abdominals are pushing into the floor, and so the head lifting is the byproduct of that press. So if you really fixate that pressure, you might notice that your crunch gets a little smaller. That's correct. Here we go. We're going to go 8 more times. Now as you do this, try to feel your collarbones lengthening wide. Hands are there to support your head. 4 more times. This is movement number 1, pretty basic. The next one is going to have you roll up. So get yourself to a seated position. Then from here, I'd like for you to go and take your hands behind you. Lift your toes off the floor into a V-sit. Try to have a nice long spine. If you want to, you can hold the backs of your thighs and just aim for your balance. This is exercise number 1, just holding the balance. Exercise 2 is you're going to release one arm and like you're picking something up off the floor and then bring it back in, right? So you're twisting and reaching. As you do this, you can go as slow or as fast as you want to because it is an integrative balance exercise. Imagine that it's really far away, but you can't put any weight in the hand, right? No weight in the hand. It's a feather touch. Hard, right? If this is excruciating for your hip flexors, you can put your toes down. Okay? So you got a couple options there. Choose which one is going to be there for you. This is going to be exercise 2 in our series. So when we get back to it, I want you to be able to remember which one you're doing. It's going to be 30 seconds per exercise. This one is about stability. We're going to go for about right and left one more time, whatever tempo you're going. But you're really reaching. How far out can you go? Good. Go ahead and roll it back down to your back. Next exercise, start in tabletop. Bring the elbows into the knees. So I'm lifting my tailbone and then back out. This is intro to a jackknife. So again, downward pressure. So I'm pushing my back into the floor in order to lift my hips. Okay, this one can be a little hard on your hip flexors. So level 2 would be extend the legs a little bit longer, but you're still maintaining that pressure and you're still opening your your collarbones every time as you open, okay? Level 3 is what I call a rocking jackknife. We go all the way in and then rock to one shoulder and one butt cheek. It's not all the way on your side, it's just a little tilt. Okay, so now you got 3 options. Choose the one that you're gonna do. So either straight in and out, long legs, or rocking. So when we do this in our timed drill, you're going to be able to choose how fast you do each of these exercises. I'm not going to tell you do 15 of these, 12 of these, 100 of these. It's really going to be fill the time with the movement, so you can go slow if you want to, because as you can see, this is hard enough on its own. Take a moment, breathe it out. Whew. That's a nasty one. That's a hard one. So now, your hip flexors are probably a little bit tight. We're gonna do bridges next. Bring the feet about hip width apart and press the hips super high. So level 1, if you wanna go with this one, is just gonna be regular bridge presses. So if you feel any compression in your low back as you lift the hips super high, it might mean that you're lifting from your ribs and you're not really driving from your heels. Try to feel like you're tucking your tailbone between your thighs, like a dog with his tail between his legs, right? That's level 1. Level 2, you're gonna go up, and as you lower down, you're gonna lower down on one leg as the heel goes long and taps out. Now before your butt hits the floor, you bring it back up, right? So it's about a stretch. How far out can you get that heel to go, okay? So it looks like this, out and up, out and up. So that lowering leg has a heavy heel every single time. That's gonna make sure that the work's coming from El Junco and El Trunco back there, which is where we want it. Go for a couple more. And to make this one harder, all you gotta do is reach a little bit longer with that leg, but don't let the butt hit the floor. So right before it hits, squeeze it back up. Just do a couple more here before we move on to the next exercise. About one more time each side. And then when you feel like you're ready, we're gonna go on to leg drops. Okay, lots of exercises, right? I know, I'll guide you through it. Don't feel like you have to memorize. Bring your chest up into a crunch position, just a mild one, nothing too crazy. You just wanna have it lifted with the collarbones open. Bring the legs up to tabletop. All right, level 1, I want you to just basically tap your toes down on the ground and then bring it back to tabletop. Big detail for this one. Your knees are above your hips, never anything more. Sometimes we overdo it, right? You want to have leverage on the lower abdominals the whole time. So the knees never go past the hips, right? And to make it harder, what you can do is tap the toes out a little bit further without letting the back arch, right? All right, so that's your level 2, is just go a little bit further. Is there a level 3? Frickin' yeah, of course. We're gonna twist the leg drop. So we go arms to the floor, you're gonna take the side of your foot down to the floor and then bring it back up. And if you need to put your head down for this one, go ahead, but you need to have your arm pressure so you can control the twist. All right, so it's the same idea. You're coming back to that perfect tabletop every single time, but you're just laying one side of the foot down and then bring it back up. Try a couple more before we move on. So you've got the twisting leg drops, you've got the lifted chest leg drops, either close or far, okay? So those are your options. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Next one, side crunches. Bring both knees to the side. And you're laying on your side, hands are just gonna reach for your toes. There's no modifications for this one. All we're doing is reaching. You should feel your obliques working. Just reach, and reach, and reach. So this is your first round. You want to feel each one of these so that when you come back to it, it feels like familiar territory. Reach, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, I can't wait till this is over, 2, oh wait, we got a whole other side to do. Yes, we do. Go ahead and flip it around, other side. Find your twist. Here we go, reaching for the toes 16 times, and up, and 2. And remember, if you want to go off tempo, that's totally fine. Just keep working at the same time that I'm working. Up, but for this exercise, this is like a recommended tempo. Up, up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I have 2 more exercises for you left. These next two, flip it over onto your stomach. Okay, we're gonna go into a plank. I'd like to start in a quadruped position. So the big thing about the arms, because planks are mostly upper body, how can the shoulders connect to your core? That's really where your success story lies. So your hands are right under, your palms are right underneath your shoulders. Fingertips are spread so you can see the webbing in between your hands. That tells me you have active hands rather than released hands, which is gonna hurt your wrist. Elbows are a little bit soft, they never wanna lock. From here, push the shoulders into the floor and then find your plank position with the thigh bones reaching long, okay? So your level 1 is gonna be here. You can stay here if you want to. Your level 2 is a long archway plank. So you're gonna inchworm your toes back and inchworm your arms up just a little bit, and you're gonna feel, oh my God, hello upper abdominals. Then from here, inchworm the hands back and then bring the feet back, okay? So either all the way upright or going for that little bit of length. If you go for the long archway plank, make sure you don't shrug your shoulders. Keep them away from your ears. Here we go. Try it out. We're gonna hold it for 10 seconds. Ready, set, and go. Either regular plank or long archway plank. Hold, 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 hold. Shoulders down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Belly button in. 3, 2, 1. Realign it. And then bring it down. Whew. One more exercise left to go. So this one, I call this anterior posterior, okay? So you have your anterior musculature and your posterior musculature. We are doing push-ups today. You are welcome. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with an arch back. So your eyes are gonna be on the floor the whole time. Arms are going to reach down, so like your thigh bones are reaching away from your spine. Belly button is pulled in towards your spine. Fingertips are going to reach for your heels as you feel your shoulder blades slide down your rib cage. Now, I don't want this arch to be like Oksana Bayul, like that skater, remember, with no backbones. We want it to be very, very small because it's driving from your shoulder blades pulling down. So the action is this way, not this way. Reaching thigh bones and fingertips, okay? That's the first part. The second part, you're gonna place your hands right underneath your shoulder blades, or right underneath your shoulders, tuck the toes under, and then the anterior is gonna work. The first part of every push-up that we do starts in your abdominals. So the first thing to happen is my belly button is gonna resist the floor, right? So push into the floor with the resisting of your abdominals. Try it on your knees the first time. So abs engage and then push. So if your abdominals engage first, the arms already have momentum and they can just kind of follow through. So we go abs, arms, and then back down, right? If you want to, you can do that on your feet. Abs, arms, and then back down, right? My elbow tracking for this one is not gonna be side, it's not gonna be chaturanga style, it's somewhere in between, right? It's a little bit more healthy for the shoulder for this particular exercise. So the drill is 1 for 1. We go shoulder blades reach, tuck, push. Posterior muscles, meaning your back and your butt, and then anterior muscles. So if you take the 30 seconds to do only one set, but you keep it clean, that's great. So you can do as many as you want to. Let's try for another 10 seconds or so. And that is the last exercise. And I think we are ready to go through everything one more time. Go for one more. Right? So finding the posterior and the anterior. Remember that that's not just a push up and an arch back. It's squeeze the butt in the lower back with the shoulder blades versus start with the abdominals. It's a core class. Arms class is different. Okay. 30 seconds each move, starting with crunches. I'm ready to start. Here we go for it. 30 seconds crunches. So we're just going to go through each exercise. Try to remember which variation you chose for each of them. And remember, tempo is up to you. Some of these, the crunches and those sideways crunches, those ones kind of fit on the tempo of the music, so that's useful, but you don't have to necessarily. We're just filling the 30 seconds with proper technique. Getting ready for exercise 2, that was your V-sit tap back. Remember the balance one. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up, reach it back. Or you were just holding your balance trying to keep a tall spine. So 30 seconds with this one. Reaching long each time. The jackknife was next. There were 3 options for that one. Getting ready to switch it up. Here we go, laying on your back, ready, set, and go. So tabletop in and out was level 1. Level 2, you went and extended the legs a little bit further. Level 3, rocking jackknife. Slight twist, slight twist. You're not going all the way onto your side. It's just a little bit of a rock, just to one side of your body. Almost done with this one. Hip flexors get to stretch out in the next one. 3, 2, and 1. Bridge presses. Feet hip width apart. Up and down. Tucking the tailbone, driving the heels. And then if you wanted to, long taps. Finding the heels every time. And then to make this harder, just stretch the leg longer. That might slow you down, but it'll sink deeper. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg drops, tabletop, down and up, down and up. Or longer leg drops. Oh yeah, we were in a crunch position for this one. Or twisting leg drops head down. Using the hands in the floor. Coming back to that perfect centered tabletop every single time. No matter what variation you're choosing. Almost done. 5, 4, side crunches are next. 3, 2, 1. Knees to the side, go for it. 30 seconds, reaching for your toes. Finding a tempo that feels good to you. Might be the tempo of the music, or it might not be. That's up to you. We're gonna get the other side right after this. And then you only have 2 more left to go. We're gonna take a little bit of time to transition to our plank after this one. 3, 2, switch it around. Go for it, 30 seconds. Really, really reaching for those fingers to those toes. Keep on breathing, you got 15 seconds left. Woo! Can you still keep your neck nice and long? Remember, you're supporting your head. There's no need for tension. 3, 2, 1. All right, take a quick little break as we transition. It's a fast transition. Remember, this is your plank. Check in with your form. Abs are working. Fingertips are spread. 30 seconds either holding your plank or go for the long archway. Here we go. Ready, set, and go. Find your plank. Investigate the position before you go for your archway. Remember, we're holding this for 30 seconds either way. Fingertips are spread. Elbows are a little soft. Shoulders are resisting into the floor. Thigh bones are long. Now, if you're going to go for it, go for it. Feet waddle out. Arms waddle out, and then you hold. You've got another 10 seconds. Just hold it here. Belly button in, supporting the spine. We're going to go right away to the anterior, posterior to close it out. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Reach back. Abs start. Push up. Reach back. Push up. So lower back and glutes squeeze as the thigh bones lengthen, and then belly button starts, and the arms just follow through. Going as slow or as fast as you want. You got 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Holy hell, that goes by really fast. Okay, we're gonna go on. Back to your diamond. We're just gonna loosen that back up. Same thing. Bring the head forward and just take a second and breathe into your back. Soften the shoulders, investigate the body for tension that doesn't need to be there. And then from here, come on back up. Find the length in your spine, take it over side to side. Let the bones float here. You can take your time with this one. Just reintroduce, lengthen the spine, no compression. And then of course, breathe. Can you deepen the breath? We got all the way through the core. Isn't that nice? Sometimes we think core and we're just going right for the front of the abdominals, but we don't realize that if you're only getting the front of the abdominals, that actually adds neuromuscular tension and compression to your spine and actually can do more harm than good down the road. So you've got to get the whole thing respectfully. Go and stretch the legs forward. Drop the head, shake the head no. Release any neck tension. Easy, easy floating of the joints. Releasing tension through any musculature that's holding on to it, and then bring it up. Easy sit twist. However you want to do it, all I want is a long spine lifting. One more breath here, and then flip it around to the other side. Easy peasy. Lift and twist. One more breath, and then let it go. And then before you go, just kind of shake out anything that feels like it needs it, stretch out anything that feels like it needs it, anything at all. While the muscles are still warm, you want to make sure that you release tension while they're still warm. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit more restrictive later on in the day. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you in class. Thanks for abbing with me. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, did you enjoy class? I hope so. So if you're interested in taking more classes with me, there's tons of ways to sign up. So to get yourself into class, all you gotta do is decide if you want to do a membership or if you want to do class by class. If you want to go class by class, you just buy 5 class pass, 10 class pass, 20 class pass, however you want, or you can opt to be a member. There are 2 types of membership. You can either be a full access member where you get access to everything, all the classes on demand anytime, plus the full video library of constantly updated classes. I record every class I do every week and you'll have access to take those classes anytime you want. We also have the video only membership, which gives you the option to have access to that full library without going to the full throttle membership. Now that's for people who might have more unpredictable schedules, or maybe the class times don't work for you. That option is available to you as well. Plus with membership, you also get access to full discounts, you get access to a lot of giveaways, tons of options with memberships. And you can choose from a huge variety of class types, from flexibility training classes like flowing flexibility, foam roll, all the way to strength conditioning, bar classes, ballotone classes, or some of the high intensity interval training like HIIT, Tabata. All that stuff is available to you. And just by having an active pass of any kind, either a membership or a class pass, you have access to an updated library of classes the whole time, whenever you want. And just by participating, you get to be a part of the rewards program, which is points that go directly towards dollars, which you can put towards free fitness gear, free classes, special events, membership payments, all kinds of stuff. So points equals dollars. You get points just simply by taking class, by being there, by showing up, by helping share on social media the things that you did with Ken Scott Fitness. Tons of ways to get points, tons of ways to spend them. Super, super fun, and it's super engaging as well. So I hope you like what you saw, and if you ever have any questions, you can reach out to me at ken@kenscottfitness.com. I'd love to hear from you, and hopefully I'll see you in class.